Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today what I'm going to do is I'm making my homemade famous beef jerky, and this is the easiest process. You guys are going to love it because it is so easy. So what I have to start with, this is a 4.5 pound package of 93.7, and you don't want to use 80/20. You want to use anything above 90 to make beef jerky. So we're gonna throw that in our great big bowl here, and then what we're gonna do is for flavoring, I'm going to use Grill Masters or Grill Mates Brazilian Steakhouse, and I've also used Italian beef, this right here, and this is, guys, this is a really great flavor. This Italian beef one is absolutely amazing. But today we're gonna make Brazilian Steakhouse, and this is a marinade mix, but it's dry. It's dry in there, and that's what we want. So 1 package to every 2 pounds, and we have 4.5 pounds, so 2 packages is gonna be absolutely perfect. And what we wanna do is we wanna spread these seasonings over our meat, just like that. Guys, this is the easiest recipe that I know how to make for beef jerky. We're just gonna pour those both in there, right? I'm gonna get rid of our trash here as we go. Put that off to the side. And you wanna make sure that your hands are nice and clean because you're gonna work this, okay? So next thing we do is we're just kneading the hamburger, and we're using ground hamburger, guys. We're not using a roast or anything like that because ground hamburger, the seasoning gets all in it, and it really does the trick. It provides really great flavor, and for those people who don't have their original teeth, they have dentures, this is the beef jerky that they all they love it. And I don't know how many comments I've had over the past probably 3 months. So I have some older ladies that buy from me, and every comment is like, oh my gosh, it's so soft, you know, I can chew it, I don't have to wait. You know, she don't have to wait to build up some, you know, some spit to get it all softened up. So this is the best recipe that I have found, and this Brazilian is going to be really great too. Any kind of Montreal seasoning is good for beef jerky as well. All right, let's get this all mixed in there. Now this was in the cold section. What I really like to do is let my meat sit a little bit. If I'm gonna make a whole bunch of batches, let it get just a little bit warmer, because then the seasoning seems to work its way into the juice of the meat. But I wanted to get one of these on because I have a lot to make. Everybody's starting to pre-order now, so that means that they're absolutely loving it, the flavors that I've created, and we want to give them what they like. All right, so you see how this is, it's not real wet, it's really clumpy. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of warm water and knead that all in. Hope you guys are seeing this pretty good. All right, so let's get our warm water. We don't want to make it like mush, but we want to get it to where when it comes out it's rather moist, is how I really want to say it. Just so that it's moist and not mushy. I gotta wait for my water warms up a little bit here. It was only 9 degrees here the past couple days, so we got some. Okay, so This cup right here, I only filled it up about that much. So it's about a quarter of the cup. And now what that does is that helps the seasoning get into the meat. And it helps with when we are actually forming our jerky lines too. Because we don't want it, you don't want it soupy, you know what I mean? Like to where it's mush, but we want it to where it's workable. And of course the dogs have to. All right, so the dogs went out. Oh, and he is gonna bark because we bought him a new toy. It's an Easter little bunny, and he takes that thing everywhere. Oh man, I'm flinging meat. All right, so I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the difference. And it even sounds different when you're like working it. You can tell that there's a lot more moisture in there. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you can definitely feel the difference when you're working it from when you first start. So just a little bit of water, not a whole lot, okay? Okay guys, so now that our meat's ready, now the next thing I have is, guys, this is a beef jerky gun, and they're relatively cheap. You can buy them for as little as $14. So I'm gonna assemble mine, and guys, this is so easy, like for real, and it will save you so much time. I hope you guys can see this. So you put the inner workings, and then you put the, oops, got my bracelet in there. Put your bait gun side in there, okay? And then you pull this trigger back, and then you're ready to load. I hope you can see that. All right, and then you just basically fill it. It's just like a great big caulk gun, guys. So easy, like, and if you make a lot of jerky like I do, you will thank me when you get one of these. It, oh my gosh, saves so much time and energy. I was doing a baking piping bag, frosting bag. Oh my gosh, and my arms hurt so bad and my hands from trying to squeeze the pipette bag. So this is definitely what you guys are gonna want, okay? And then it has a top, and that's how wide the beef jerky is. And then you just put that on there, screw this down, and we're almost ready to start piping it out. Now I'm gonna pan this up or over just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I have my, let me move this out of the way here so you can see a little bit better. And this this gun is air. It gets rid of the air all by itself. And I love these guns, guys. They're so easy. And you can make these as thick or as thin as you would want to. Whatever your people like when you start selling. And I can usually get like, what was it? 8 rows of beef jerky on a tray. It's so easy. I'm telling you, these guns are nothing like the way they made beef jerky back in the day. These are so much quicker, and you actually end up making more jerky because you're not wasting trying to form or trying to figure out how in the heck you're going to make strips. Yeah, so I mean, it all works. You can find the best gun for you. Now they have guns that are smaller than this, so if you're kind of think you're only going to be into little small batches, then they have a little $14 gun. but you really need to decide whether or not this is gonna be something that you're gonna want to have when you make it. Otherwise, you could just cut a roast and do it that way. But I'm telling you guys, when you make it out of roast meat, the roast does not compare in taste to when you use ground hamburger. I'm serious. So that is all you do to make your beef jerky, and I'll show it to you a little bit closer. Looks beautiful and it smells really great. We know that you can kind of see all the little pepper and the seasonings all throughout this. And then when I need to refill it, all I do is it's just like a regular caulk gun. You just pull it back, take the top off, get our bowl of meat, and you just fill it back up. Oops. Fill it back up. That's it. And I know Irene's been asking me to make a video on how I make my beef jerky. Well, now you guys know all my great secrets. I used to do it the old school way, making a roast and slicing it with the grain of the meat and all that kind of thing. But it's so time consuming, and it never seemed like the meat ever really got full flavor. I mean, it had some really good flavor, and I use some really great seasonings, but it does not compare to the dry seasoning packets. I don't know what it is, guys, but I'm telling you, it's the seasonings that really make the jerky what it is. And I'm telling you also, so honey, oh my gosh, when you mix honey into ground beef like that, you can taste it, and it tastes so good. It makes your meat so, like, not overly sweet, but it gives it just a little bit of that extra honey flavor. I don't know, and it brings out like garlic flavor, and also like jalapeno. If you put honey with jalapeno, oh my gosh, yeah, they cannot get enough of that. I have one guy that loves it's called garlic honey jalapeno, and he will just order that. Oh, so good. Yeah, he will buy a whole like thing of it and spend $60, but you get like 15 packages, and he will sit and eat until it's gone. He loves it so much. All right, so this 4.5 pounder that I mixed up will give me is it five trays? I want to say 5 full trays. Sometimes I make it a little thinner. Really depends on the jerky itself, like the meat. I never use anything less than a 90, like a 97 or a 93.7, because the 80/20 is just too fattening, and you lose so much in the grease that comes out, and your trays are all covered in grease, and you have to, I mean, it's dripping on the inside of your dehydrator. So yeah, that's not good. That's not what we want. We want good quality beef jerky when you make beef jerky. Now, if you had a 90, like a 97/10, and you wanted to mix it with like a 90, 92 or a 90, you could do that, but I would definitely stay away from 80s, the 80/20. It's just too much fat. Like, literally, it is way too much fat. And it gets all over your dehydrator and everything. Oh, it's just awful. Yeah, so pick a good quality ground beef And I even made some ground turkey. It's okay. I just don't like that, like, I can't get that like turkey flavor. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it can be done. I would just suggest, if you make it out of turkey, to let it marinate a day or two before you make beef jerky, just so that that flavoring can get in the, because like your bird meat is a little bit stringier, so yeah, that would be my only recommendation. All right, guys, so this is beef jerky, and let me fill these and then we'll come back. Okay guys, we got our beef jerky all done. I'm just taking apart the gun because I want to show you guys how easy it is to take it apart. So this part always stays clean because of the stopper. So I never really have to clean that off much. And just a little bit of soapy water is really all you need to really clean it. I hope you guys can see over here to the sink. And then take your paper towel and just sit all your items on a paper towel. Because if you see the stopper, you will get meat in the stopper. So that's the only part that really gets the dirtiest. So I cannot tell you guys how simple this gun has made my life. I'm not kidding. It is so easy to just whip up a batch, put it in my gun, and just go to town. I mean, already in one day I've made I made what, 5 batches? Yeah, 5 or so batches, just for the fact that the gun makes it so easy. But the only other thing is that your dehydrator, you have to kind of leave space. So for small batches, you can do a batch in like, gosh, I want to say like 1.5 to 2 hours, which is really good. And then just kind of rinse everything off. Now I'm going to make another batch, so I just want to make sure that I get the flavor of this one out of it. So I'm not transferring flavors and everybody's like, oh, that doesn't taste like, you know, what it is. All right, so let's bring you back over here. And you can see beautiful beef jerky. And you can see all the little seasonings in there. Oh, it's going to make great beef jerky. All right, and then we're going to put our lid on. And I'm going to plug this baby in. All right, guys, and that's how easy it is. You just, the gun and your mix, that is really the most important, is your seasoning. And get you a gun, guys. It's so easy. And use hamburger. That's the tip. All right, guys, I'm not going to show you anything at the end. I will show you a small clip when it's all done. But I'm going to put this video up right away. And, guys, happy beef jerky making. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.